live yet. And speaking of,
Lights.
I forgot to turn the lights on. We look mighty dark.
Action.
I'll be right back. We're trying to go live. Bear with us. Oh, we're so unprofessional. Can you see us?
Yes, I can see us.
All right. So, everybody, can you see us? Wow, that's a bright light.
Why don't you tilt it?
I put way too bright of a
Hey,
bulb.
everybody.
All right. So you would think after I don't know how many live streams we'd have this thing figured out. We don't. And the crazy lag in doing this over hotspot or cell phone is insane. So are we live yet? Everybody just say if we are. We are. Good. Thanks. Okay. So just want to go ahead and say thank you. It is now April the 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We do record these and post them. So if anybody's watching back later, thank you so much for watching. And if you're wondering why you're watching a live stream and I'm not answering, sometimes people watching back later, and that's why. But leave a comment and I will try to answer your question. So we have quite a few people on tonight. I'm seeing Missouri, Canada. We have people all over the place. California, you name it. And Mr. Jimmy's on. We got a few of our moderators. And I did want to take the time to say thank you to the people that stepped up and are moderating for the channel. I want y'all to understand something. You don't have to jump on every Sunday or feel obligated to do that. We have enough moderators now. I feel confident that if some bad comments or spammers get on like we've seen a few times, we have people to take care of it. So if you need to take a break on a Sunday and not watch us, shame on you. You can do that. Feel a little guilty. All right, so like I said, quite a few people on. We got Josh Herndon on from Maine. I think you may know him.
Hi, Uncle Josh.
Yay, Uncle Josh. So good to have
Hope
you.
you're doing good.
Erica says hello, Bullet. So you want to say hey to the camera?
Oh, there he goes.
Bullet is tired as can be again. Tiffany's been out of town and just got back in. She's been out of town a lot here lately, hasn't she? And when Bullet's out of town, he doesn't sleep well. And when Bullet doesn't sleep well, Tiffany doesn't sleep well. So he's ready for a nap. She's probably ready for a nap. We're going to do this live stream. The heck with it. And this fat boy's got to eat. We're going to do a little cooking tonight
Yes,
too.
we are going to do cooking.
Oh, look at Bullet. He's going back there to get in his bed. If there's a fire, he's going to get in it. He's sitting on the backside of the fire pit.
Oh, he's in the chair now.
He is in the chair. So there's Bullet in the background. He doesn't want anything to do with this live stream. All he cares about is that fire.
Napping.
All right. So like I said, people from Maine, Arkansas, Iowa, and Cash has got a good point. Where is Uncle Tim? Maybe he'll jump on here in a little bit and get on to everybody. So New Mexico's in the house. I don't know if I said Missouri. I actually see a couple people from Missouri. So that's awesome there. Thank y'all so much for jumping on and chatting with us this week. So very curious, how's the weather been in y'all's part of the country? The last 2 days has been kind of a wild ride here. So I was at home by myself, sleeping in the camper this morning at about 5 a.m. Holy moly, did the lightning start going off like crazy. Heavy rains at times, although we didn't really get a whole lot of rain, but a ton of lightning this morning. I thought for sure my garden was destroyed and everything else was going on. Garden actually looks pretty good. And I got out there today, I hate to admit, got out there and started doing garden work today. Didn't even think about recording it because it was let me go out and check it after the rain. Well, while I'm here, let me pick some weeds. Well, while I'm here, let me heal up the potatoes. Let me heal up the corn. And before I knew it, I done did a whole garden episode and I forgot to include y'all. So we'll record something in a couple days. The garden is trying to spring back from all the frost, although a lot of stuff still bit very hard. But after this rain and the weather they're calling for this week, I think we'll get a lot of stuff popping up for that. So we got Montana on, wow, North Carolina, and a lot of people saying it's kind of windy and nasty where they're at. Believe it or not, this front or whatever it is just blew through. It's not that windy. I don't know why we're not really sitting outside. I guess we've got accustomed to sitting in the shop. But we did actually see the sun today for a couple of hours, which has been crazy. I haven't seen nothing the last couple of days. So Jimmy says he's seen where 3/4 and 4x8 sheets of plywood's $95. I hate to hear that. As y'all know, we've been struggling with lumber prices for the house build. I will say though, we had a couple of subscribers who's been very good to us come over and pick up a couple fire pits they ordered today. If y'all watched that video, actually, he's been a repeat customer for that. And he told me something, they're from another state, but he told me something that my inspector told me recently. they, for some reason, everybody keeps telling me June. I didn't tell you this, but they have also heard that June lumber prices, at least in our area, are supposed to drop. Nobody knows why, but that's the rumor that's flying around. I pray, although we'll have the majority of our lumber by then, but we still have to buy all kinds of building supplies, tongue groove pine, etc. But we keep hearing June for some reason. Then I go to a lot of big box stores and I keep hearing, oh, 2022. I hate hearing that.
Well, we heard from somebody else May, so that kind of goes hand in hand with June.
I don't know what it is about June, but praying that we don't have a bad hurricane season or nothing that upsets
Right.
logging and hardwoods and softwoods and stuff in our area, and lumber prices drop. But for some reason, we keep hearing June. If y'all are hearing June in your area, let me know. And if y'all know why, we don't have a clue why. We don't have really a clue why the prices are as high as they are or why they're supposed to drop all of a sudden. But $95 a sheet, ooh, we'll call the house off at that point. Yeah, she's not happy to hear that, but there's just no way
You
I
better
could.
go cut some wood out here then. You better mill
Oh,
it.
so she's saying I could get a sawmill is what I just heard.
Or borrow one.
And she also just said get a dump trailer to haul that wood that you saw back up here. Did y'all hear that? I heard that. So, all right. We'll see if we can work out.
We got Ralph that says, hello, Tiffany. Hi, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing? You got one-armed Hunter. He says 55 today, 28 tomorrow. Holy moly. And snow tomorrow. Not for us. They're calling for rain a little bit later this week, but it's supposed to be beautiful weather. Actually, Monday and Tuesdays is the only two non-rain days they're calling for, but later in the week they've been dropping the chances. So we're for sure going to get on some house walls tomorrow and the next day. I probably will not have a video tomorrow for everybody that is watching. It's rained the last 2 days. I've made 0 videos, nothing. So I have nothing ready to edit for tomorrow, but we'll be working on the house for the next couple of days or as long as weather allows, and we'll get you some of those videos out. But definitely not 28 degrees and snowing. Oh my goodness. I couldn't have that. So look at there, all the way across the pond in the UK, they said the timber prices are sky high over there too. I guess that's just the COVID thing is what we'll just keep blaming on. And Cash says in California, the governor's opened up the state in June. That's crazy. I didn't realize y'all were still closed down. We've been opened up here for how long?
No, yeah, they have been.
Oh, wow.
They're very strict.
Wow, I didn't realize y'all were still closed down and had such strict rules. We've been opened up for months and months and months. There's still some restaurants and places that require some stipulations, but for the most part, our state's been wide open for a while. So maybe that's going to help with some of it. Who knows? So NXT Lego says he loves the house videos. Thank you so much. A ton more of those coming, along with some uh-ohs and oopses like y'all seen this week. One made a few boo-boos on the wall. There'll be plenty more of those. And the other, I don't know. I don't know what happened to the ladder, but I would blame it on her, but she wasn't here. Somebody pushed my ladder
I was
over.
not here.
Woo! So speaking of the ladder incident, if y'all watched that, where I was on the roof recording for y'all, and while I'm recording, I hear this screeching metal sound, worst sound of my life. And you look up and you see the ladder giving me a peace sign, just going down the roof. Bam! I'm holding the camera. I can't talk because guess what? It's like 2 in the afternoon. She's not gonna be home for 4 hours, and it's cloudy, and the radar wasn't looking good before I got up there. So thank goodness a friend of mine answered the phone after I called about 4 people. Finally found somebody, stayed up there about an hour, and got rescued. It was a bit embarrassing to admit that, but you know what? We're going to show all the failures, the funny stuff, and the successes on this channel. I told you I'd do that. I've had to swallow a lot of pride making these videos and put my life out there on the internet. So I'm glad y'all are getting a good laugh and kick out of some of the bloopers. I'm not making a single one of them up. Sometimes this stuff happens.
Too bad we couldn't film me getting on to you about being on the roof alone by yourself.
Yeah, I've been
at
getting
home.
chewed out about that. Why are you on the roof by yourself? I don't know. It's just what I've always done. I've always worked by
No.
myself. I'll have a backup.
rule.
I'll have a backup plan for next time.
New rule.
So Pamela says the only problem with sawmilling, this is a very valid point. A lot of people ask me why I don't get a sawmill. Like she stated, it's dry time. It's kiln time, having access to a kiln. I can go out and cut all the lumber I want right now. 1, I don't want to cut my beautiful trees. I don't want to do it at all. 2, it would do me no good because that lumber, you don't just go start building a house of green lumber. It'd take a while to dry it, and I'd have to find a kiln. So that's something, if I'd have known I was going to be in this predicament, I would have bought a sawmill a year and a half ago, started getting all the trees in I could and sawing all the lumber. Who knew we were going to be where we're at right now? But kind of makes you really think about the future and where we're heading and the way things are. Let me know if I keep missing some comments. I'm
Okay.
skipping over a lot of comments, but if yours doesn't get answered, ask it 2,
Yep, just
3,
keep asking.
4 times. She's the comment police here, and she'll let me know, hey, somebody's asked this 3 times. Would you answer the person? So another comment says, I love your house videos here in the UK coming out of the third lockdown. Ouch. I know it's been hitting y'all hard. So all your videos is, or all of our videos has kept you going. Bring on the house videos. We're going to absolutely do our best. You know, we've been struggling with some of the lockdown stuff ourselves, and that's the only reason we can explain why not just lumber, everything for a home is sky high or almost impossible to find. One thing that scared me to death was windows. I was being quoted 16-week lead time on windows. So I started framing up the walls, and I got to thinking, hey, dummy, before you frame all these windows to the size that you think you're going to be able to get, go get your windows. I started noticing them at Lowe's over the last few weeks. All the contractors telling me that they just can't find windows. Thank goodness I drove over there a couple days ago, or 3 or 4 days ago now at this point. They were stocked up well on windows, but there was people coming behind me with cart after cart after cart grabbing them. And I did wind up getting all of our standard size windows for the house. Everything else is custom windows for the bathroom and those custom trapezoid windows for our balloon frame wall. So we're actually good. We can move forward with framing. Doors hasn't been a problem. I've been seeing stacks of those. So we're going to keep moving forward.
Not to mention, don't get those without me.
Yes, I know, because she's going to have her special door with special design, special windows. There ain't no way I could go pick that out. Me, I'd go get a solid door, no glass, because that's harder to break into. She's got to have all her decorative stuff.
Well, this one's going to be high up. So.
Yes, it is. And they actually did have some of those in stock,
Yeah.
too. So house build videos are coming. We got some good stuff.
Let me see. I can't find the comment now. Sharon asked, what am I cooking tonight? We are cooking smothered pork chops on the Blackstone. I usually do smothered chicken or smothered pork chops. And we're going to smother it with onions and mushrooms and cheese. And I made a homemade squash and zucchini casserole, Andrew's favorite, from the garden. We got to get rid of these vegetables so we can start loading it down again.
That's what I was telling them earlier. A couple people asking, what are we eating tonight? But yeah, we've got to clean our gigantic deep freezer out, because while the garden took a very bad hit with the frost, there's some things that are coming along. Before you know it, we're going to be picking squash and zucchini, and I'd much rather have it fresh or recently frozen than I would from last year, although it works very well in recipes like we're doing tonight. We won't be showing the casserole off because it's been cooking for a while. We would have to have a 3-hour-long live stream to show you preparing that and then cooking it, but we will do
We
the
do have a
smothered.
video of it. I don't know
Yeah, we
which
do.
video it is. But
Actually, there's a couple people that found it today and commented on that, so I'll try to remember to show the casserole video, or if somebody wants to pull it up like y'all do every week, before I can get done talking, somebody's done, boom, here it is. It's usually Uncle Tim, wherever he's
or
at.
Pam.
Wait a minute, Uncle Tim is on. There
Yeah,
he is.
He's asking Cash about the dump trailer.
Oh, the dump trailer. Let's get started, shall we?
You brought that up, so.
So Cash said it was the armadillo that pushed the ladder down.
Probably.
I 100% agree.
They're going to
And,
come back to haunt him.
Yeah, we're going to take care of those critters. Somebody said earlier today, it might have been Cash. I think it was Cash. Said, I thought you was putting all that tin down so the armadillos wouldn't dig underneath your slab. If you go walk around my building and a few other places, you'll see where these armadillos have dug. They actually dug underneath my well that is right there that y'all can barely see. And my tank is starting to sink in the ground because they've dug the dirt out from underneath it. They're destructive little critters for us. They don't realize what they're doing, but I cannot stand armadillos. It ain't just digging the yard up. They will literally go under your concrete slab or things like your well tank. So we're going to have to get on them. Oh, goodness. So Pamela says Bullet's enjoying his chair and pillow. He was. However, he perked up and he's been running here getting his food. So Bullet likes to cook his food. That's something I hope
It
we
is
can catch
so
on camera
weird.
one day.
Oh my gosh.
He will grab his nuggets out of a cup that we keep for him. Sometimes he'll go put them by the fire, roll them around for a minute, let them barely warm up. We call it cooking his food. Then he'll eat them. He will not eat them until they sit by the fire for
He'll
a
do
little
like circles and walk back and forth to it, checking on it.
Crazy dog. Crazy dog. So Mark B says, can you legally shoot armadillos? Oh, yes, you can. Not a problem. Trust me. I don't care if it's illegal. So Tim Brethold says, happy Sunday, killers. Happy Sunday to y'all and everybody else. And dealers would make great crab bait. Speaking of crabbing, we have got to go
Yes,
crabbing.
we've been talking about before it gets way too hot.
We've got, well, hot's actually the best time to
I
go
know,
crabbing.
but it's kind of miserable.
We've got to do that.
Try
That
it
has
out.
probably been one of the most popular videos
And
we've
it's
done
so much fun.
on our other YouTube channel is crabbing. And it is fun. We've got to do it. You can go do it by boat. I have actually got brand
We
new
got some days
traps
off coming up, so
sitting up there. Yes,
that'll be a good idea.
she does have time off coming up before long. We're actually going to try to make some fishing videos. We'll do some crapping videos. So good idea right there. Speaking of, I actually cut some mullet up a while back, so I do have some bait. So I've actually been thinking a little ahead on that. We'll do that for the other channel. So Tim says if I didn't have my cell phone, how long would I have to wait around for Tiffany to get home? It was actually 4 hours is what she quoted me. Because here's how it went up there. Ladder falls down. I'm sitting up there about 20, 30 minutes swallowing pride, and I'm choking on it. Ugh, I'm choking on this pride. I said, I ain't calling nobody. I'm looking over the edge. I even held off the side of the roof for a time or two. Should I drop? Should I fall? Oh, Tin's cutting me. This is a bad idea. And all I kept thinking was, if I jump off this roof and break my ankle or knee or leg and can't work on this house for a couple months, yeah, I'm going to have hurt from her lawyer because she's going to divorce me. So I pulled myself back up on the roof a couple of times. So after about 30 minutes, I did the, hey, honey, what time are you going to be home text. I didn't tell her nothing was going on. She didn't find out that she got home. And whenever she told me it was going to be about 4 hours away, and I'm looking at the radar, it doesn't look good. I'm looking at the horizon over here, and I'm seeing clouds. I said, yeah, 4 hours ain't going to work. That's when I started panic calling neighbors, friends, anybody I could think of. Nobody was answering. Finally, had a friend answer. And then, of course, everybody calls him back. What you call me for? What's going on? So I had to tell a story after story after story. Made them all promise not to tell nobody. And guess what? Yeah, they're telling people. So I just figured I'd go ahead and include it in the video. I got people texting me, heard you were stuck on the roof. Well, there I go. The whole world's going to know. I'm just going to put it in the video.
And didn't you say when your friend drove up, he was taking pictures of
Oh, yeah. When my friend drove up, I'm sitting on the side of the roof. What does he do? Before he can even shut his truck off, I see him fumbling. I already knew. As soon as he gets his cell phone out, starts zooming in, he's just snapping pictures, snapping them of me sitting on the roof. He ain't worried about the ladder. He ain't gonna rescue me. He got to get his fun time in first. So that was the eating crow moment right there too. That was eating crow number 2 for the week. Built the walls wrong and then got stuck on the roof for the first time in my life. So anywho, we're past all that.
He's not going to be home alone on the roof again.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So Mr. Jimmy brings up a valid point. If we've all watched Jimmy Houston, like I have always done growing up and still watch him to this day, prayers for his wife and what's going on with his family there. So yeah, please keep in mind, we absolutely believe in prayer, no doubt about that. So Brad says that dog has a life, sitting in the chair, wearing a sweater by the fire. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the only reason he says, oops, he moved. The only reason he moved because he's got 5 pounds of dog food over here that he's going and eating from as he feels like doing. Oh no, he's over there drinking water right there.
Oh, okay.
Or eating out of the drain in the back
Yeah.
being a vulture. Yeah, that dog has a life. I keep waiting for him to get out of the house and go get a job and help me buy some of this lumber and build this place. He won't do it. So Team Danzer says, when you make the last ever video on the channel, can you jump off the tractor? I'm not making a last video. And actually jumping off the tractor might be my last video because that's dangerous. I kill myself. Oh, wait. Yeah. More armadillo push the ladder over, I know. So Tiffany needs to stay home, says Ralph. Yeah, no kidding. We'd love to get her there to that point.
I would love that.
Yep. So maybe one day we can get her there. We're going to work toward that, Ralph. Absolutely. And Pamela says, yeah, prayers for Miss Chris. Absolutely. So love the Houston family. Like I said, that was a part of my childhood growing up. Still love Jimmy. Awesome guy. So you got Mr. Brian Pridges says hello from Mayo. I think we may know the place.
Yes.
Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining. All right. And Corey asked, do you move the hog panel up as the corn grows or you just set it and forget it? Boy, I used to love that infomercial. So I don't know. This is my first year trying this. Right now I've set it a bit high. I just took a wild guess at it to where I think I can feed the corn through, but the reason I set it at the height that I did, which is probably 18 inches, I think that will still support the corn even when it gets 5 or 6 foot tall as the stalk kind of falls over and hits. So I'm just winging it. I do have an idea in mind about building some square tube collars that can slide up and down the T-post with kind of a lock and T handle in it to where I can constantly raise or lower those hog panels as the corn grows. That's something, I've been thinking about. Eventually, I think we're going to get there. This year, they're probably going to stay where they're at, and if this works out well, I'm going to make a movable hog panel for next year. I think it's going to work, though. I actually went out there today and healed all my corn up by hand because we had 2 pieces blow down last night. That's it. I was pleased with all the rain, but they need to be healed up. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a bit difficult healing them up with the hog panels, but believe it or not, it worked out halfway okay because you could actually reach through the hog panel and heal the corn up by hand with the height that it's at. But it's an experiment for this year. I think it's gonna work though. So Eli, yes, firewood videos, question mark, question mark, question mark. I said I would do them last week and I didn't, did I? And I have to do them because I just drove down there and got firewood for Bullet's fire back there.
More?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna stoke it up. And I've got a lot more to split down there. I've got a lot more to cut. I want to fire my new chainsaw up again. Firewood videos are coming. They have to come because I don't even have enough firewood for next year for us right now. And it's sitting on the ground back there. So that will be coming. What's Bullet barking at?
You just hear the car.
Well, thought we had somebody driving up to say hello. So firewood videos are coming. I'm not even gonna promise a day anymore. They're calling for rain toward the end of this week. House has got to come first, but I've got to get the firewood off the ground and split up enough for us for next year because we plan on burning a pile of it on that beautiful back porch over there. So those will be coming. I hope I get one out this week. I'm gonna try. So the family farm homestead said around here armadillos are referred to as hover hogs, something like that. I just call them aggravating. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Let's see here. So make Bullet a diller critter catcher. Bullet is the most sensitive little dog ever. He wouldn't have a clue what to do with an armadillo. It would scare him to death. He thinks he's bad until something don't run away from him, which is pretty much everything. So Mailman just jumped on from New York. Thank you so much for chatting with us. We appreciate it. And Sharon says you could just tell them that Charlotte came back to life and scared you so bad you went to the roof. Hey, I used to be terrified of spiders. She's got stories that she loves telling people. But I'll be honest with you, as I've got older, I could care less about spiders. Actually, I killed one yesterday that was, I kid you not, about that big. And she found it today. I forgot to kick it on out of the
is that
shop.
the one that I killed?
Yeah, that's one of them huntsman spiders. They get huge around here. So, the heck with spiders, I'll get them. But back in the day, yes, I would have ran to the roof. All right, Hartley Homestead from Michigan just jumped on. Thank you so much for chatting with us. We appreciate that. And hello from Chicago South Suburbs. Hello, Jeff. I'm curious how you found the channel from the suburbs of Chicago. Are you planning on getting out of there one day and looking for the country life, or did you used to live in the country and moved to Chicago? Always curious about that whenever people from big cities join. So let me know. I'll try to catch a comment. I always try to go back and read them later too. But thank you for getting on and chatting with us. So Corey says he thinks the hog panel is a good idea. He's been trying to find a way to keep his corn from blowing over. Me too. When I used to grow in the ground, which was just a couple years back, I didn't have as much of a problem. It could grow over or blow over in bad storms, but there's always plenty of dirt to heal up and really support the corn. It's when I started doing raised beds that has the old loose compost, that's where I started having a problem. But the corn grows so well in that loose compost that I don't want to get away from it. So we're going to give it a shot. I think the hog panels are going to be just the ticket. So thank you so much, Kingwood43. Just made a donation to us. We absolutely appreciate that. It's because of things like this and y'all watching the channel the way that y'all have been and supporting us greatly. It's allowing me to chase this dream, live this lifestyle. And as Ralph just said, maybe get Tiffany at home one of these days. We're a little ways from that, but we are working on it. We're glad that you're enjoying the content. I'm going to keep busting my butt to create it for you. We are going to keep doing that.
Yes, he works
so thank you so much for that. So he says, really enjoy watching two hardworking people build their dream home. Sometimes it seems like your days in Florida are more than 24 hours long. Isn't that the truth? With all that you get done, keep the videos coming. Thank you so much for that. We truly do appreciate the donation and the support. Like I said, it means everything. And as y'all have noticed, I can't sit still. I'm surprised I'm still overweight the way that I am. Could you imagine if I just sat on the couch and watched TV all day? I can't do it. Speaking of that, she was gone the last 2 days. It rained. I did something I never do. I've watched more TV last night and a tiny little bit this morning while it's popping lightning and raining than ever have. And it really wasn't that much. I sat inside. I can't do that often though. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I have to stay busy. Whether I'm recording for YouTube or not, I can't stand it. I've got to be outside. But thank you so much for that. Yes, we don't have 24 hours a day, but I try to get 24 hours worth of work done. Although sometimes she says, no, I don't. Yeah. My neighbor hates spiders because when he walks through the woods, he gets cobwebs in the face. Speaking of that, boy, I can't wait to show y'all some of our banana spiders. Banana spider season's coming up. That's the ones where you go through the woods. They have a web about this big, usually in the trails that you drive down, and the spiders will be like that. Not that big around, but big old legs. And normally they set themselves up to get right in your face as you drive through them. But they're slow moving, crazy spiders. I'll have to show those off if you don't have them where you're at. Sticky, nasty webs. We get them everywhere here coming up. I swear, I think Florida is Australia #2. We have so many crazy snakes and spiders and everything else. So we'll show it off. And hopefully I'll get y'all that dadgum alligator y'all been asking about on the property this year. We'll do our best to do that. So Lyndon Shuntnell from Illinois, thank you so much. And Donald asked about, so Donald sent me an awesome gift. I'll show it off right here real quick. And he wants to know about the rake. So y'all have been awesome viewers. Give me just 1 second. So Mr. Donald sent me this rake called the Groundskeeper. It's actually a sweet rake with replaceable tines, but I like how they curve over. And this is going to be really good. Once I pull that tin back up around the building, these are going to be perfect for digging through the sand, finding screws, nails, things left over. But because they're not wide bladed, they won't pull all your material back. I think that's going to be awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Donald, but because of that curved design right there, I think when you get leaves, you can flip it over and it'll probably take leaves off very, very well. Never seen a rake quite like this, but y'all can see how those will pop out. They're spring loaded. Thank you so much for sending me that. Y'all have been awesome on hooking us up with some sweet gifts here lately. I will say the lady at the P.O. box called me, or the post office called the other day and was like, you got a pretty big package up here. I said, yeah, I'll come by and get that. It was just in a huge box, but it's a lightweight rake. But they were good people. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, I've actually already been using it to rake up rocks. As you can see right here around the building, it's good for that. It doesn't pull grass and dirt back up to the building, but it'll catch those rocks and fling them right back. Because every time we have company and they bring dogs and everything else over, rocks wind up everywhere in the yard, it seems like. So it's nice to rake them back. So I've already been using it. Thank you. Oh, I'm out of breath. I've been talking a lot. So Mailman brings up a good point. Let me take one little bit of drink for the cottonmouth I got here. He says, check out the YouTube channel called Matt. I call him Risinger. I don't know his name, but it's funny you mentioned that. I subscribed to him 2 nights ago. Been watching his channel as well as R&R Buildings and kind of fell in love. They get upset when you call them pole barn houses, but that's what the heck we call them down here. Barn dominiums, all that other stuff. They build some awesome ones. I'm talking 5 times that big, 20-foot walls, just crazy big structures.
You'll have to show me.
No, don't get no ideas. I've been watching that, so it's funny you mentioned that. A ton of y'all have mentioned check his channel out for some specialized cross bracing and other things that he does. I've got some ideas of mine, although his type of building is definitely different than mine. No doubt. We're doing kind of a traditional framing house mixed with a pole barn that we're not supposed to call it, but it is what it is. So thank you for suggesting this channel. I've already got a few good ideas off of it. So Cash says, if you had a dump trailer, you would be working 24/7. Well, maybe I don't need a dump trailer then, because I don't want to work 24/7. I got to sleep, but I still want a dump trailer.
Yeah, we're waiting on you, Cash.
Yeah. All right, so Louisiana just jumped in the house. Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping and chatting with us. Uncle Tim seems to know R&R Buildings. He's very familiar with what I've got. So Ralph says he's got to go eat dinner. Keep it up. So thank you for stopping by and chatting with us, Ralph. We truly do appreciate that. And let's see, Mark B says, Andrew, is there any added wind-blown rain protection inside the east side metal roof? Hurricanes will bring east to west driven rain. There is not, but that is the side with the porch, and I specifically designed this house and requested it and bought the package with that porch, which we talked about. We wanted to break in the roof, but I don't know if you've heard me mention in another video, what was critical for that side and for the whole structure was to get a lean-to added, not just do a huge 40 wide truss, but do a 30, then a 10, because we get 50% more posts in the ground. In my mind, I feel like that's really going to help us with the strength of the structure for that side for lift. We also went above and beyond what the manufacturer called for, even though this thing's rated above the wind load for our area, and through bolted all the trusses through the post, even though they come designed for lag bolt. That's something I forgot to include on the videos. So as far as the 10 lift goes on that side, we've just screwed it down per code, which is about every 4 inches. I honestly don't think the 10 would ever lift. And we made that side stronger by doing the lean-to porch instead of a big single frame truss that has just this many posts. By adding the lean-to, we added a whole nother run of posts. At least in my mind, that's got to help. 50% more posts in the ground, ton more concrete, a lot more holding that porch down. So yeah, we kind of did design something purposely for that side to really help a lot of the wind. My biggest concern by far is that back porch right there. You've got a huge expanse, huge roof that's acting as a parachute to catch a lot of uplifting wind with only 6 posts holding it down. That's the part I'm more concerned about than the east side with the side porch or anything else. Time will tell. I've got a few ideas in mind on how to strap and hold that down. Will 6 posts rip out of all the concrete they're in? Most likely not, but could the bolts shear and pull out of the top of the post? I don't know, but we would have to take a direct hit from a major hurricane, and we may never experience that in our life. But according to all the engineered plans and everything I have, we're built to the 120 mile an hour minimum required wind load for our area. It's been engineered for that. Time will tell. I hope we never find out. Oh, I hope we never find out.
I hope so.
We'll
And
see.
we're still going to do some bracing in the front of it too, aren't we?
I'm thinking about it. We may cover that on another episode after the house is built, but the porch is nice, big, open. I am actually thinking about adding more posts to the concrete because there is a footer there and doing more post up, but it will obstruct the view some. We've got some ideas in mind to maybe make it even stronger, or we may just live with what we built. I mean, that's what we paid an engineer for, right? Let's see here, my favorite word. I'm reading through a few of your comments. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, wow. Welderman says the Lowe's up by him wants $51 for plywood. I don't know what size that is, but that's kind of actually the going price around here. They want $55 here now, all of a sudden, out of the blue. A while back, I bought it for $27 a sheet. I'm talking just a few months ago. It was dropping. Then it turned around and went back up to 44 sheet, which is what I bought for the house. I like to die. The week later, $55 a sheet. This stuff has got to drop. I hope this June that we all keep hearing is the ticket. At least we'll get a break toward the end of building on the house. I pray. We need some sort of relief. We really do need it. Mark says he was just asking about the concern for water penetration, not wind damage to the structure. So water penetration on that side, honestly, I got to go back and reread your question. Oh, because it's such a low pitch, I'm assuming is what you're asking. That's why we did that long run of rake metal. We also did 2 layers of underlayment underneath. So should water actually blow underneath that roof, the engineer required it. We did the best underlayment there was, the titanium, and we double layered it. So I feel pretty confident should wind actually blow rain underneath. By the way, that transition metal was, it was huge. Long transition, it's got to blow all the way up underneath. And could happen, absolutely. But assuming it does blow underneath, 2 layers of underlayment to run that rain right back out the structure. I feel okay with that. Oh, thank you. That was blinding the heck out of me. Tiffany cut a light off that I have right here, blinding me. I feel like I was in a dentist chair. So, Mark, yes, that concern is always there, but with the transition metal that we used and all the underlayment we have underneath, I feel okay. Also, what you got to keep in mind is those trees are already higher than the roof over there, blocking a ton of that wind, and they're only going to get taller. I mean, those pines over there can go 70, 80 foot tall over the years, and they'll block a lot of that wind that could whip in from that side of a hurricane. So I really do like how we have the house laid out, kind of bunched up in all those pine trees. It's already a huge windbreak as it is. I got to drink again. I'm getting caught in mouth. You about to start?
You think I should?
Yeah, if it's gonna take a little bit, she's gonna go ahead and light the Blackstone up. I'll keep answering some questions. We may move over there in just a second while she's cooking. So Mr. Stacy just jumped on, another new subscriber, but has been commenting a lot. Thank you so much for that. Since I know I say it all the time, I love your channel. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. We truly do appreciate subscribers such as yourself. It really means the world to us here. So Cynthia just jumped on from Indiana. And Snuff Dipper asked how much overhang is on your roof. I'm assuming you mean from the poles or either from the ends. And if I remember correctly, it's 18 inches. I'd have to go back and check the plans, but 18 inches sounds right. That's actually a little more overhang than I wanted. I asked the guys building it to trim short if they needed to, because that can catch a lot of wind. But again, it's been engineered for our hurricane zone 2, which is required for our area to handle 120 plus mile an hour winds, even with that overhang. So time will tell if it was a good idea or not. I'm not used to that much overhang, but that is kind of nice, getting the water away from the actual structure itself. So Wilderman said that was 3/4 inch ply. So 51 for 3/4 inch ply is actually a whole lot better than we're paying here. I don't even know what it is anymore. Probably in the $60-something range. Just absolutely ridiculous. All right, so Mark says, copy the underlayment, great protection. I think so. We paid big money for that titanium underlayment, but nobody had anything bad to say about it. And doubling it up, it should be there forever, I certainly think. So, Mark, you went from being nice to mean. He says those trees will block the wind up until the point they snap off. Don't you be wishing nothing bad on us now, Mark. And there's 6,000 pine trees out there. I'm hoping and praying it doesn't lay all of them over before the wind gets to the house. But you never know. We could have another Hurricane Michael that rolls in here. But again, the odds are more in our favor that a perfect eye wall of a catastrophic hurricane is not going to come directly over us. That chance is always there. That's why we have a storm shelter. I mean, who would have thought we got hit by a tornado last year? We certainly did. So things can happen, but we're building the code. We're building to the hurricane code. That's the best we can do, I do believe. So Troy says he's got a different question, kind of personal. Why no kids yet? That's been a very common question, and one we actually haven't had in a while because I guess a lot of people have caught up on that. We don't mind asking or answering personal questions. Y'all feel free to ask them, no problem at all. Because if you do ask something that's too personal, which you most likely won't, but if you do, we're just not going to answer it. Simple as that. But the kid thing, we have no problem answering. So why do we not have kids? Without getting into too much detail, there's been some complications over the years. So Tiffany had quite a few complications and many surgeries over the last decade plus that's kind of plagued us. And ultimately, the ability to have children been off the table. Now, when we first got together, we weren't 100% sure if we wanted kids. Now, we got together in our early 20s. I mean, like 20 years old. We've been together 16, going on 17 years.
We were together kind of teenage. I was a teenager.
She was 19, I was what, 20, 21. Okay, that's why I said early 20s, around 20. Come on, come here, Brady.
18, 20.
We weren't sure if we wanted kids at the time, but we were just kids ourselves. Had we had kids, no problem. I would love to teach a young son. I'm sure she would love to have a daughter. No problem with that at all. But long story short, it just wasn't in the cards for us. So I said that to say the fact that we were kind of mentally prepared at a younger age, that we just weren't 100% sure if we wanted kids. When it came along and the surgeries and the complications, it sucked. It absolutely did suck. But it didn't just destroy us or break our heart like somebody that had been 100% dreaming and planning for that. So I hope that doesn't sound rude or the way some people may take it. If we'd have had kids, we absolutely would have had kids if pregnancy had happened. We would have loved them, appreciated them. We would have had a lot to teach them, no doubt about that. It just wasn't in the cards for us. So we wound up with Bullet, that is her baby, and we wound up with a bunch of property and a few other things that has required a ton of our time and attention and finances. Our direction just kind of went elsewhere with the requirements that children would have required.
And we definitely feel at peace with all the decisions and the things that happen up to this point, and we're good with that.
So no problem asking questions like that. We have opened our life up to you. I'm putting it on the old interweb, as I call it. Things are going to come out like that. No problem asking those type of questions at all. It just wasn't in the cards for us. You know, things happen. So Chris and Tiffany, I'm going to get it right this week, just made a donation. Thank y'all so much for that.
Oh, thank you
They've
so
been
much.
extremely loyal subscribers to us. We thank you so much for that.
This is actually Tiffany. She says,
Oh,
yeah.
well, excuse me. I'm going to let Tiffany talk to Tiffany, and I'll just shut up for a minute.
Hey, Tiffany, this is Tiffany. What is something you would want for your new house that Andrew will not let you have? Love you, Andrew, but I have to look out for my girl.
Why y'all want to fight tonight? Why y'all want to cause problems for us tonight? This thing was going splendidly. Why you want to create problems, Tiffany? It's a Tiffany thing. I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, actually, he hasn't told me no on anything yet. He did try to talk me out of my triangular windows.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
But I got my way on that. So we'll see once we get to some of the other, like accessory stuff in the house.
I don't
If
think
he'll
we're
have
quite
something to
there yet,
say.
Tiffany, but there's going to be some extravagant things. But I was going to say probably the biggest, wasn't a fight or argument, but the biggest disagreement we had was she wants these custom trapezoid windows, the whole end of the house glass, and all I'm thinking is, oh my goodness, I have to install all this and custom cut trapezoid glass. There goes our budget. That's probably one of the bigger things that we've argued on about the house. But like she said, I'm an amazing husband. You didn't say that?
Which you are, but I didn't.
I'm all ears. I'm open. I'm understanding. And I said, no
And you
problem.
give me whatever I want,
Yeah,
right?
I said, no problem, baby. You can get them trapezoid
And
windows.
you give me
deserve.
whatever I want,
That's just right. I give her whatever she wants. That's right.
I do want a pretty elaborate closet organization, which he claims that he's going to build.
I've
So-
already got the engineer to even draw it in. I mean, she's got like this crazy M-shaped shelving system in the closet. I'm gonna build all that, but yeah. And guess what? Go ahead and tell them. Who is the guy that designed her a half bath with a powder room in it?
Well, that was something I did want.
Wasn't even in the plans. And one day I was like, you know what? My baby right here deserves that. And we had it designed and put in.
Yep, happy wife.
Happy life. Now, there could be some truth to a lot of what I just said. Some of it there is. But I'll let y'all decipher. Everybody's probably like, yeah, we got to put our boots on. It's getting pretty deep in here. So we'll move on. Thank you so much for the donation and
Thank
the
you,
problems
Tiffany.
that you just created. We'll talk later.
Thank you.
Hope y'all are doing well. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I hope your sanctuary, as I'm calling it,
Yes,
is doing
I keep
very
up
well.
with them on Facebook.
She
yes.
is obsessed with y'all's Facebook now. So, Mark says, love y'all for answering the questions. It's inevitable that folks will ask. Hey, that's, again, we're putting our life out there.
Yeah. No secrets here.
Well, no, there may be some secrets now. Maybe some skeletons in the closet, but yeah, we'll see where it leads. But the fact that we're putting our life on the internet, inviting y'all into our life, yeah, we understand there's going to be questions. That's what these lives are for. This is to be a lot more intimate and personal than, hey, my name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life and today we're planting grass seed. This is more for the intimacy here. And yeah, eventually there may be something that y'all ask that we might not want to answer, but we're pretty open people. I could about care less, to be perfectly honest with you. Don't push it though. Don't push it.
Yeah. Let's not test the water.
So Chris said he just wanted to get us a housewarming gift. I'm assuming that maybe that's still Tiffany or Chris. If you would like to get us a housewarming gift, I'm thinking some trapezoid custom cut glass windows would be a perfect gift since you brought it up. Oh, goodness. So Cash says he's turning 38 this July. Well, I'm 37, brother, so let's celebrate our 37s together. Happy birthday coming up.
35 in a couple weeks.
Oh, young in here. Yeah, she does have a birthday coming up. Baby, I don't know if I forgot to tell you or not, but you're getting trapezoid windows for your birthday. I think that's
Great.
it's a good birthday gift.
Great.
I think it is.
I'm gonna go throw the pork chops on the grill.
Anywho, so why don't you really tell them what you're getting for your birthday? She's going to the beach. She's leaving me again. Again. So we may have another live stream of just me. I know y'all are so excited, right? Oh, goodness. So, living every day outdoors. Jay just jumped on and said he's late getting here. Hope everything's going good. It's going splendidly. Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm using that word tonight all of a sudden. Don't never use that word. And Cash says Miss Tiffany wants a dump trailer for her birthday. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll.
She said, yeah, she does. So we're going to get her one. So Mark asked, what are we planning on doing with our camper after y'all move into the barn? We actually talked about that some again today, but honestly, it's probably going to be sold. I need the barn space back, especially once we do a 2-horse stall out there. It's going to eat up a lot of the room, so everything kind of has to shift and move down. Plus, let's face it, we're going to need the money after we build this house. Everything's outrageous. We want to get the camper money back. If campers just didn't fall apart sitting under a shelter, they do. They really do. You got to live in them and upkeep them, or they just fall apart. I would keep it. It'd be good for company until we add on to the house. But to be perfectly honest with you, she's cooking without us. I need to get the camera over there. We're going to sell it. Just want it out of my way. Could use the money. So Lane's, everybody's telling Cash happy birthday, even though it's a bit early, but happy birthday, and happy birthday to Miss Tiffany. It's coming up for May. A little early, but we're going to do that. We're going to get there. And One Arm Hunter says he'll be 37 in June, so we have a lot of 30-somethings on here. Awesome. I'm reading a few more questions. Bear with me. So Jesse just jumped on, said hello. Sorry I'm late. You're not late at all. And since Miss Tiffany's cooking without me, you ready for me?
You can hang out for a minute.
Okay, she's not ready for me. I was about to snatch the camera up and go over there. So y'all have any more questions about what's going on this week? You know, what's coming up, the house, anything like that, before I pull the camera loose and we go watch her cook up some pork chops. Oh, it already smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. So Pamela asked, does Bullet get his own space in the new house? Yes, he does. I hate to say it's going to be in the utility room, just like the last house. But we usually, in the last house, we gave him his whole corner right there. He had his food and water bowls. He had his own rug, his cage that he could sleep in. And we allowed him to just roam around the entire house. But when he sleeps at night, he stays right there in his cage, his carrier. That's what he loves to do, is sleep. But he'll be back in the utility room in the new house, just like the old one. He'll love it in there, trust me. So Cash says his birthday is July 5th. You want to know what's crazy about that? So is my father's. So that's a good day. Easy to remember, day after 4th of July. So Logan says he's turning 21 in July. 21. Boy, do I miss that. I know a lot of y'all are going to chew me up and saying, hey, I would love to be 37 again, but 21 seems like forever ago. Make wise decisions, Logan, and happy 21st birthday. So Pam says she'll be 76 on May 18th. You enjoy it. Absolutely enjoy it. And congratulations. So Back Creek Cabin just joined. Hello. Thank you so much. We're about to snatch the camera up and go watch Miss Tiffany cook here in just a second, but I'm answering a few more questions. Sharon says 66 in May. Congratulations and happy birthday. May's right around the corner. That's Tiffany's month as well. She says she feels old with all her 30-somethings. Don't do that at all. You're as old as you feel. Is that the saying? So hopefully you feel 30-something. I want to feel 21 again like Logan. Things don't work quite like they used to. I'm definitely not 21 anymore. And the fact that I do a lot of stuff around this place as well. So Back Creek Cabin says the house is looking good. Thank you so much. I do plan on having some house videos out this week. A lot of rain over the weekend. No videos got done. Just reminding y'all again, no video tomorrow, but hopefully by Tuesday we'll start pumping the house videos out again. Calling for rain later this week, so I've got to see what that's going to wind up doing to the video schedule there. But like I told you on the video today, it will be spotty. You ready yet?
Yeah.
All right, we're about to grab the camera and go over and talk to Miss Tiffany. Let me grab a couple more questions from y'all. So Living Everyday Outdoors asked, did we have any wind or rain damage in the garden? We did not, and I seen yours today on Facebook. You got a beautiful looking garden and you're well ahead of me on your potatoes. We just had a few stalks of corn blow over. We had more frost damage than anything. It ate the garden up bad. It really did. I've had to replant a lot of stuff. I see more stuff that I need to replant. But the potatoes are bouncing back. They've got some burnt leaves. They're looking good. Wound up with actually a little bit of corn that got frost burnt. It didn't show up till a couple days later. But overall, it all looks really well. We're going to have a garden video out this week too. So let me grab the, Tiffany's telling me, come on. Let me grab the phone here and we'll go watch her cook. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Oh, look at that ugly mug. All right, so what do we have going on over here, Miss Tiffany?
I have some bone-in pork chops and that's my seasoning right there that I really love to use.
Whip this up ourselves.
And some garlic. And I'm about to flip these things because even though they look burnt, they're just a little charred, and that's the way we like them.
So I see a couple more questions popping up. Carolyn asked, when are we going to be building fencing for cattle and all out here? It's going to be honestly after the house. We have a ton of property to fence. It's going to be quite expensive. However, chickens are going to come sooner than later. We just made a bunch of breakfast burritos today, ate a lot of eggs, and I'm excited about getting chickens. I think we can squeeze in the chicken coop before long, and we need to get us a farm dog. So that'll be some of the upcoming animals on the channel. So James says, what type of exterior siding are we doing on the house? We're doing hardy board siding. I absolutely love it. Looks good, termite free, doesn't burn up well. Really looking forward to it. And somebody is passed out in the chair right there by the fire. So James says that we have inspired him to start looking for property to live on when they retire. Awesome. We love hearing that.
Good.
There's nothing we love more than living out here in the country. So what did you just do?
I just put my onions and mushrooms on.
Onions and mushrooms. So we're making smothered pork chops. Oh, that smells so good. So
And
back.
I
Go ahead.
cheated with my
Canned mushrooms.
But
Well, I was looking
those.
that way. You could have told him I just cut these up real quick. Yeah. Yep, canned whatever. We cheat. The Back Creek Cabin says, how much more will the house cost because all these ridiculous prices? We will let you know when we figure it out. But I keep promising an update cost video. I will try to get one of those out ASAP because I do have some costs calculated for under roof square footage, technically porch, and it's not as bad as you may think. Finished square footage for the living quarters, I just don't know yet. We keep raising our budget and raising it to the point that it's starting to get a bit scary. But now we're finally starting to hear some good news that things may be dropping. We just don't know yet. Things are so unpredictable. So Ralph says the food looks good. I thought you left, Ralph. What are you doing? You're back. So Mike asked, what kind of farm dog? Well, I call it a farm dog, but honestly, I desire a lab. I really want a lab sitting on that porch right there, kind of watching over everything. So it's not a true farm dog, but something I've always desired. So Sue asked, why is building supplies going up so much? We wish we knew. We have been asking everybody. It all stems back, at least in our area, to COVID, they claim, and then
just closing the factories and
then you hear
woods
hurricanes and all kinds of other stuff. It's just crazy. So Uncle Tim asked, do we have coyotes here? Yes, we actually have a very bad coyote problem. When I first bought this property, I was finding dead deer and fawns everywhere out there, and had to work on the coyotes. It's just going to be a part of life here. When we get goats and cows, that's something we're really going to have to watch. Luckily, my neighbor's starting to help out. They're working on the coyotes as well. I understand we all have to live together, and they just want to eat too, but they're not going to be eating our animals. That's something we're just going to have to watch. So Cash said he's drooling over here, and Chris says $1,200 a month for a room. I told him, sold. So let me walk on around here. Your room is going to be right over there. Storm shelter, Chris. $1,200 a month. Zachary just jumped on. Welcome, Zachary. Yeah, so pictures of the oak tree looks amazing, says James. Man, look at that, guys. I wish I could zoom in right now, but I can't while I'm live streaming. Doesn't that oak tree look amazing since we cleared it out? It is filled out so unbelievably well. Super green leaves everywhere. Still got a little bit of dead limbs right here from the tornado last year, but overall, that tree looks so happy and healthy since we got all the junk out from underneath it. I hope it makes it for a long, long time.
I don't think we've done the pork chops yet on the Blackstone.
Oh, we have not done the pork chops on the Blackstone.
We used to grill them.
So Pamela says we need to train our coyotes to catch dillers. Boy, I wish we could. That would be awesome.
I'm sure they do.
I'd feed them up here every night. So which direction is the porch? This right here is a 20 by 40 porch right here that's looking out across this pasture where we're going to have our animals. And that's why we cleared out this big oak and wanted to keep it. It's just a big, beautiful oak. Awesome back porch view. And what you can't see is on the other side of that framed in wall, we have a 10-foot side porch that runs down the whole length of the house.
All right, I'm gonna give everybody a sneak peek of the casserole.
Okay. You bringing it out or are we going in?
Out.
All right. So squash and zucchini casserole with frozen squash and zucchini out of our garden. It absolutely tastes amazing. I have a video on the channel if y'all want to check it out. So Brian just jumped on from North Carolina. Welcome. Oh, here it comes. Chris, we're going to talk in just a second. You just nailed something. You just absolutely nailed something. Or that might still be Tiffany. Oh, first of all, look at this, y'all. So what's in this, babe?
Squash and zucchini from the garden, onions, egg, breadcrumbs, seasonings, and mayonnaise.
And what's on top?
Oh, crackers, buttered crackers.
Buttered crackers. Oh.
And cheese. Lots of cheese.
Looks so good. Look at this, y'all.
Too much cheese.
Oh, we love cheese. It's good for you. You said egg too, right?
Yeah, 2 eggs, yeah.
Yep, so you can see the zucchini and squash and egg in there. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I love it. So back to what Chris said, or it could be Tiffany, I don't know. It says when you do some merch, you have to incorporate the oak tree in the design. So it's funny y'all mentioned that. I'll turn back around to me right now and talk to y'all for a second. I have been looking at and working on something with merch this week. A lot of people said they were interested. I'm reaching out to some companies right now, waiting on some emails back. But I think we're about to pursue merch for the first time ever on the channel. There's a couple different ways to go about it. We'll talk more about that later. But that oak tree right there has actually been on my mind as being the backdrop for our potential, logo for the channel. So I'm very curious to hear if y'all think that would be it. I don't want to always stick with the John Deere tractor or anything else. Something that's permanent and part of the property like that oak tree, I think would be awesome as merch. So you are one step ahead of me there. You're on the same track as me. Merch is coming, and I will keep announcing that to y'all.
And let us know if you have any other ideas.
Yeah, if y'all have any other ideas, which I've got to start out kind of small with merch, at least until I figure out how much we may sell, and it's a business decision I have to be smart with. Figuring out how much money we want to put on it, but starting with a logo and simple merch, this right here might be the ticket. I think it just might be what everybody's looking for. So Pamela says it's going to be awesome with the Q&A videos off that new porch. We absolutely agree.
I agree.
Yep. So Tally Showy says, the heck with the food. Show me the kayak. Okay, she didn't quite say that. So this is a Lifetime Teton Angler. This, to be honest with you, this is the cheapest kayak I could find with a actual real web seat in it, because this fat boy does not want to sit on the plastic bottom. I wanted a real seat. Very comfortable, very affordable. I need to get out very soon and do some videos with that. There's actually a place near the coast, and I'm thinking about taking that out within the next week or two and doing a little fishing.
But
yes, ma'am?
if you do want to see videos, check out our other channel.
Oh, look at you pitching this thing. Yeah, Kelley's Outdoors.
Don't forget.
That's right.
And encourage everybody to like us on Facebook too. We'll try to be a little bit more active.
Yeah, I've actually been working Facebook very hard. So if y'all are curious about that, that's another way to interact with us. So Kevin, who we've inspired to get a Blackstone, says the Blackstone cheesesteak seasoning takes your cheesesteaks to a whole new level. You may have to try that out.
The Blackstone brand?
Yes,
okay.
Blackstone brand cheesesteak seasoning.
A powdered seasoning, I guess?
I'm sure it is, but I'll wait for him to answer. Cash says, send him a plate. Pony Girl says, look delicious. And Solo Asylum says, check out Demolition Ranch to produce merch for you. I love his channel. Been watching it since he was very small. However, they're so huge now with their merch. I don't think I would quite qualify. We'll have to see. So we got to vote for the oak tree right there as part of our logo. We'll see. Everybody else saying yes, oak tree, oak tree, oak tree. I think I'm way behind on questions. I'm scrolling down, y'all. Bear with me. So John says he just got off of work, heard about the tree, would be awesome. Everybody's saying oak tree, without a doubt. So that may be... so which direction is the view from the new porch, says Karen. That is that way. So we're planning on putting like what we call an L-shaped bar over there and doing our cooking, but you will be looking out the back porch to the north if you want to know the specific direction. That is absolutely to the north across our pasture right there. So Mike says armadillos and oak trees for our logo. I don't know about all that. So Bullet in your arms and Tiffany in the oak tree in the background. Y'all are getting too technical on me now. So Jimmy says,
those are good ideas.
yeah. Jimmy says, what's the Facebook page info? It's the same channels, the Kelley's Country Life and the Kelley's Outdoor.
Maybe we'll incorporate like the show of the armadillo, like in some of the design or something.
Yeah. And Kevin says it is a powder. Wow, I'm way behind on questions. Sorry, y'all. Oh goodness, Cash has got a great idea. He wants to get a shirt. He says it needs to be a picture of me on that roof with the ladder on the ground. And you laugh about that, but I actually thought about that. Oh goodness gracious. Catch, clean, cook, armadillo, says Lane. I don't think so.
Or me standing there kicking the...
Yeah, she kicking the ladder. Number one, Noel says we got to have the tractor in the logo. We'll see. We may... I don't know what it's going to cost. I'm still researching all that. It's not as affordable as I thought. So we may have to start with one logo, one shirt, this guy right here, and we could do something with the tractor and all later. And if the merch does actually do decent and channel continues to grow, we will add a lot more merch on the website. No doubt about that. Dealer killer. I like it. Cash says he'd pay $50 for a shirt. Sold. So we got $1,200 for a room and $50 for a shirt. We're running us an auction out here. Come on now, 55, 25, 25. Oh goodness. Jimmy says he'll buy a couple shirts. Well, I hope y'all are correct because we're moving toward it. Hopefully in a couple weeks I've got some good information for y'all on that. Like I said, I'm waiting for some emails back from some drop ship companies and apparel companies to kind of get started on all that.
Alright, we're between 155 and 164.
That's getting close enough for pork to me, especially being you're going to smother them. That's safe. And Tom, Big Tom just jumped on here, or either maybe he's been here. He says he wants to see fantastic on the shirt because I used to say fantastic in about every video. Told him I was going to start saying fabuloso. So Rodney, what size is our Blackstone? We went ahead and got the biggest one they offered, just the 36-inch griddle. And it sounds huge for two people. It is not. We were so happy we went with the big one because we fill it up all of the time.
Yes,
I couldn't imagine.
I've already cooked on it once today.
Yeah, she has. She cooked us 12 breakfast burritos on it earlier that we've wrapped up. So Jesse brought up an awesome point. If you use the tractor in your logo, be careful. John Deere is insane on their copyright. You are exactly right, and a very valid point on why I probably do not want to include that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oil on him getting dry.
So Cash says if we'll put the camper out in the field, he'll become animal security.
He is working it hard, huh?
Yes, he is. All right, Sharon says, how about summer view from the big O looking toward the home? That can be very possible. Solo Asylum says he'd be happy to support a fellow Floridian. Oh my goodness. Let me shut up and just listen to that sizzle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we like our stuff kind of charred and crispy.
Well, Tiffany does, but you know.
You do too.
I have to eat what the cook likes.
You do too. Don't even.
I do like my onions very caramelized.
Mm-hmm.
Dealers don't got no copyrights, says Pamela. I believe you're correct, but you never know in this world. Yes, Tom, Dink Master would work great on the other channel since all I catch is small fish, if I ever catch them. All right, Cash says he'll bring a dump trailer if we put the camper out there. Sold, because that dump trailer's worth more than that camper. So, Pony Girl says we could have you right here at this grill as a logo.
He already has an idea for that too.
Yep. So
don't spoil that one yet.
Yes, I do have an idea on that. I won't tell y'all yet, but it's pretty good. So Linda brings up a very valid point, and this is something I'm working on. She says, how about a pre-order so you don't get stuck with the merchandise? That's actually exactly what I'm waiting to hear back on right now. It's called a campaign where we'll pitch the logo and the apparel, and everybody places an order. And after 2 weeks, the campaign is over, and they print the orders. So there will be a slight delay in getting your apparel, but it doesn't leave us stuck with a whole bunch of cost and purchasing a bunch of stuff that may not sell. And you just get a slight delay, but they specifically print what was ordered. I think that may be the way that we start until we build us an actual website and purchase and stock a bunch of stuff. So Tally Showie says, when's the best time to crab? Honestly, we've noticed when it's very hot. July, August, September, maybe even June. That's when the crabs really seem about. We do see them whenever it's cold, but much easier to catch when it's hot. They're very active then. Jesse asked, what's a filler? It might be my southern tongue. I've been talking about dillers, armadillos. Some people around here call them dillers. Not filler. All right, she's going to smother them in a second. So Cynthia brings up an awesome point about the house. Are we able to insure this while we're building it just in case a storm rolls up? Yes, we do have builder's risk insurance on this. It was a little more difficult to get because it's a pole barn, not a traditional house. Not every insurance company will insure them. But don't get me wrong, it was not very difficult. Just took a little bit of looking around. I have an awesome insurance company. But we absolutely do have builder's risk insurance on that. So should something happen, we're covered. Pamela says, we're such a joy. She gets plenty of smiles. Thank you so much for watching.
I'm glad.
And let's see here. Living Everyday's Outdoors says, with your OCD, you should pin all the chickens in separate pens, collect the feathers, and sell them fishing lure companies. I'm not quite that OCD.
Oh, people are really getting on you on that. Huh?
Yeah, well, I've been promoting it too. I've been telling them on all the videos. I have some of it.
Look at that. Look how cool that looks.
It does look cool. So we are smothering the pork chops now. Oh my goodness.
Our favorite thing, cheese.
Yes, that looks so good. So here comes the good part.
And this is provolone.
Tom, I do believe they are watching from work, even though they shouldn't be. Oh, that looks so good. So
What should we do
Cash,
with this last piece?
put it on there. I don't care what you do with it, but put it on there. So Cash, thank you so much. Just made us a donation. He's saying to get that merch started. So
Oh, cool. Thank
yep.
you, Cash.
Thank you so much.
so
We really do appreciate that. Thank you. So James asked how the new fruit trees are doing. It's starting to get dark, so this camera does shake really bad when I walk. It's trying to focus. But we'll peek around the corner right here. Fruit trees are actually doing really well. Nice and dark green. Hopefully y'all can see that. Our mulberries are already producing berries. I need to show that on an upcoming video. And lime and lemon trees are loading up. Everything looks awesome. They're doing really well. Weather didn't bother them at all. So Solo Asylum says, did she really just put that on top of the pork chops? Heck yeah. That's why they're called smothered pork chops, my man.
He said, what now?
He said, did you really just put that on top of the pork chops?
Yes.
That's why they're called smothered. We smother them with mushrooms, onions, cheese. Ooh, we do it right now. Yes, he's apologizing. Don't apologize for not having dealers up there and knowing what it is. They're aggravating creatures. Be happy you don't have them. I can't stand them. Little boar hogs is all they are. All right, thanks, Tom. Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us. So Pony Girl says she's from Kelley, living in Arizona, trying to learn the lingo. Well, good luck. She said between Texas and Florida. Yeah, good luck with all that. We have plenty of twisted tongue and slang around here. They're saying those look good. They are so good.
And this is not fitting over it, so I have to...
Yeah, she's trying to melt the cheese, and we got to get a bigger pan to put over the top of that. So Carolyn asked, did I find out how to trim the citrus trees? Yeah, pretty much everybody told me don't touch them. Wrong time of year. So I'm going to cut a little bit of the dead branches off, but I am not going to trim them until kind of next fall, late winter, really. They've got too many buds and too much fruit going on right now. I think it would shock them even more if I cut them.
Leave them alone.
I will. I will. So, A Outdoors, I 100% agree with you. Flashlight and a 22 for those armadillos. Oh, that cheese is starting to melt. Look at that. Oh, you can't go wrong with pork chops like that.
Anything smothered.
So James has a good idea. He says use the top from the kettle grill right there, although it's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
It's got some flakiness underneath. That ain't a bad idea at all. We'll have to use that in the future. I need to clean it out. So Pamela says she's got to run. Thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with us.
Yes, thank you.
Cash says Dillers make good soup. I do not agree. Ugh. Yeah, no, not happening,
I
Captain.
draw the line
Yeah,
on a buzzard or an armadillo or even a possum.
possum. We ain't eating possum either.
All right, we're about done here.
All right, y'all. Well, she has just killed the flame. We're going to let those just kind of sit and sizzle for a little bit longer. Our version of smothered pork chops on the Blackstone. And I think we are about to wrap this thing up, do a little bit of eating. So, I think it's our time to tell y'all goodbye. We truly do appreciate the chat. Hopefully y'all have enjoyed it. Sorry if I've missed some of the comments. We will do our best to catch them next week. Again, every single Sunday at 7 p.m. we try to get on and chat with y'all. Oh, let me see. I see one more question up there. Yes. So Lewis says, what was my job before doing YouTube? So just a few months ago, I left working at a pulp and paper mill where we make basically fibers that's rolled up into giant jumbo rolls of what we call paper, but it's not true paper like you're thinking. And I was a manager there over 3 different departments, from the wood yard to things that probably aren't even going to make sense if I start talking about it right now. So I was an optimization manager was my last role there, kind of worked my way up through the company. And you can go ahead. My job was to streamline the process for the 3 different modules that I was over, from projects to people to some of the training. Had to have in my hand a little bit of everything. So it was a huge leap of faith to walk away from that job. Best job I ever had in my life as far as, financial and pay and supporting us. And that's the reason we have a lot of what we have now. But I had that burning desire to do YouTube. I've been doing it for about 1.5 years now on this channel. It just made sense. It felt right.
Look at this.
What's up? Did she just flip them over? Look at there.
Oh, see, now I'm doing bloopers.
All right, well, there's our food bloopers. Whatever. Smothered is smothered. It'll still be good. So long story short, this lady right here let me walk away from probably one of the best paying jobs I've ever had to pursue YouTube to do this. I still don't regret it at all at this point. Thank y'all so much for watching, the support. That's what's making this thing possible. There's nothing I have ever enjoyed more in my life than making this content, working around this place, and entertaining y'all, hopefully educating you, and making you laugh too with some bloopers, like some of that right there. So that's what I did, and I don't regret my decision to leave it all. So hopefully that answers your question there. So checking a few more comments here before we wrap this thing up. So everybody's saying see you next week, and Cash is asking, do I like squirrel? Yeah, that's pretty redneck of me, but I absolutely love it.
Lots of videos on the squirrel too.
Yep, quite a few of those on the outdoor channel. Check them out. Uncle Tim says good night. Still scrolling through a few of the comments here. Behind every good man is, the rest. That's right, a Blackstone. Oh, love Blackstone. Oh, and a woman. You're right. You're right, Solo Solo. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out and chatting with us.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. And we will catch y'all next Sunday at 7 p.m. All right.
Take care.
See ya. Oh, almost cut you off, Jesse. Thank you so much, Jesse, for the donation. We truly do appreciate it.
Much.
Yeah, we absolutely appreciate it. That is what's helping make this lifestyle and this dream possible. So glad we didn't cut you off right there. All right, God bless everybody. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.